Hi friends, I'm Sherry and this is Gardening in the North, and today we are going to be planting strawberries in 2 of our perennial beds. So I have purchased 2 different kinds of strawberries. The first one is the White Carolina. So it is a white strawberry and it says that it's supposed to have a slight taste like a pineapple. So I thought that that would be really cool to try. I mean, is there really a bad strawberry? So these were actually purchased at Home Depot. I went there one day to get a couple things I needed for these beds. And of course, when you walk through the first door, they have all their plants, their seeds, everything, and I had to stop and I saw these. And so I really wanted to try these. Now, they come in, you'll see on the back here, it comes in this green bag, so you can't see what you're buying. You don't know which bag to pick. You can't select your crowns on your own. You get what you get. So that's one of the things about buying bags like that, when you can't see what you get. So this here, I just want to show you, is what I'm going to call it bare root crown. There are many different names for it, but this is what it looks like. And so when I dumped the bag out, I was kind of worried that there wasn't anything in there. And so, after a bit of digging, I found a pile of them. So I've had these soaking for approximately 3 hours now, and it's time to plant them. So let me just show you quickly what I did to soak them. So the second type of strawberry that I purchased were plants, and they are berries galore white. And so both of these varieties that I'm going to be planting today are Everbearing, which means that they are going to be producing strawberries all summer. They're not just going to have one massive harvest and then nothing to the next season. They will be producing all summer long, which is really what we want, because it is so nice to come out to the garden, pick a bowl of strawberries and just leave them on the counter for everyone to come into the house and have a snack. So one of the things I want to talk to you about these plants, when I picked them, I was over the moon about the fact that they already had runners on them. So I'm going to be planting 20 of these into one of my boxes. And as I'm planting them, I can just take this runner and stick it into the dirt beside it, and this will produce another mother plant. So out of this plant here, I basically got 2 plants for the price of 1. So before we go ahead and start planting the crowns and the plants out, a couple things I wanted to touch on. When you're planting the crowns, you really don't want to plant them very deep. So I just planted all my asparagus and I went 6 to 8 inches deep. And with the strawberry crowns, you really don't want to do that, because if you do that, you're going to end up with crown rot. So they're just going to rot in the ground and they're not going to produce any strawberries. So you really just want to go a little bit below the surface of the soil and then cover them over, and that's it. So with the plants, as you know, you're just going to go up to the base of the plant and make sure that you don't go any higher, make sure that the roots aren't showing. The great thing about strawberries is that you can plant them anywhere. You can plant them in an in-ground garden. You can plant them in raised beds like I'm doing today. You can plant them in containers. You can plant them in your green stalks. You can plant them in anything and they will grow. They're amazing. So let's get started. I think we're going to start with the crowns first. I'm going to show you how I'm going to be planting them out. I'm going to do something a little bit different than what I did with the asparagus, and I'm actually going to make sure that the bed is, the soil in it is all leveled off. And then I'm gonna lay all of the crowns out actually on top of the dirt so I can see where they are. I really want to make sure that they're spaced the way I want them to be spaced. So let's get started. All right, so some of you might be asking why I just put wood shavings on top of the bed. And my reason for it is that these beds are brand new. I know that I'm gonna have to put more soil into them next year, maybe the year after that. And I have found that using wood shavings in our chicken coop, they break down so fast that I thought this would be the perfect mulch for this season only. That way next year I can add any of the manure and compost that I want just right on top of them. I won't have to scrape any of the wood chips off because I'm using shavings and they will break down really fast. So let's head to the next bed and plant the plants. I think that the plants are going to be a lot more fun to plant because once you're done planting them, you can actually see what you planted and how beautiful it looks. Let's head over there. This plant has 2 runners, which means I just got 3 plants for the price of 1. Let's get planting. All right, as I was doing that, I thought of 2 questions that you might ask me. And so one of the questions I thought you might ask is, why did I purchase new plants when I have strawberry plants at my current property? And so the reason that I've, purchased new ones, one, the California white is brand new to me and I don't have that at home. And then the plants behind me are Everbearing. Well, they're all Everbearing. The ones I have at home are June bearing. And so we get a big harvest at the beginning of the summer and then we get nothing for the rest of the summer. So I really wanted to have Everbearing strawberries here at this property. The second question I thought you might ask is, how am I going to water these? And so I did bring water with me. I'm also going to use the water that the crowns were soaking in, and I'm just going to water each plant. The soil that is in these beds is actually wet. So it has rained here for, I don't know, like 5 days straight. And this is the first sunny day that we've had. So the dirt that's in these, or the compost that's in these boxes, is quite wet already. And so I'm not worried about anything that I've planted today drying out for the next few days. So these wood shavings are going to help keep that moisture in that's already in there. So I'm going to water these up and then pack up my stuff and head home. Thank you so much for spending your time with me. Have a great day.